Hello, Neil.
Hello,
Kasimodo Kas
hello,
Hello.
my friend. Again here. Hello, Neil. How are you today?
Kasimodo Kaskabekis Yakapasabubis.
Yeah, at my side you see is again Hardy and Reik and Mike. Mike with his book idea from the last conversation with us, and we are very happy that we can meet you again here in this conversation. Yeah, Neil, how are you in the last month? Do you write on a new book, or do you work for a new project or something in this way?
Quasimodo Wakakasit. Yisufasidi Wakalashapus Ukuputupita Bum 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 Sikasasa Patapa. Haisikasi Subuchi Yakapata Tikupi. That's a new language that answers your question.
Okay. Um,
Nicht verstanden, glaube ich.
yeah. Neil, you don't understand me. I must speak in a clear way. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. My my question was, do you work on new projects?
No.
New book or something?
No. Not that I'm not able to discuss any new book, but I have a book that's been completed. It's called Letters to a Young Seeker, and that book is it's in the hands of my literary agent, and it has not been published. But I'm not writing another book yet. But Letters to a Young Seeker is now um, probably going to be published by Dr. Eckart Stein. He's going to publish it.
Sure.
Eckart, can you introduce yourself?
So it's a great joy to be connected to all the pantheists and to Dr. Welsch and together with all of you. And I think we share a common goal, which is a new world, with it's based on spirituality, which is not based on materialism. So from my side, I'm coming from the Transcendental Meditation movement, which is around for 60 years, at least in Germany for 60 years. And our idea is that we have to give answers to the young seekers, because everyone is seeking, who am I? What is it all about? First question is, who am I? Who, who is me? Who am I? And the second question is, what is the outside world and how I'm connected to it? And in school, we only learn about the outside world. We forget completely that the outside world is connected to our inner world through how we look at it, through our glasses, through our way of thinking, through our own consciousness. Therefore, our goal is to develop consciousness of humanity, to give answers to all the young seekers in the world, and also to the old seekers who start to seek for God, for enlightenment, and all of this when they are at a more advanced age, when they have reached everything what their goals in life, have a big house, have a big car, have a family, but still all the questions are not answered. So this is our goal, and we are happy to give answers to all young and old seekers. Yeah.
Wonderful. That's wonderful work you're doing. And I'm very inspired to hear
Yeah,
what you're doing.
and we are very grateful for you because you have opened the door, I think, to many, many people because everyone is seeking in the world. Everyone, and we are have different names like talking to God, talking to our own self, and all of this. And you made such a big difference in the world that we are allowed to talk about spirituality, no? In our tradition since like maybe 50 years or so. We are educated to look outside. We are not educated to look inside. And I think that's the main thing, that we should be educated to look inside.
I
Yeah.
could not agree with you more. You have made a wonderful statement, and I couldn't agree with you more. I never heard anybody put it quite that way. We are educated to look on the outside and not on the inside. But I'm going to use that from now on, and I'm going to pretend that I created that statement.
That's my own education. I'm a physicist. From
Well, that's a wonderful, wonderful insight. Thank you for putting it that way. And it's exactly correct. I couldn't agree with you more.
Yeah. Yeah. And I know now when kids come to school, they want to learn. They want to learn, who am I? Huh? What it's all about. But they get, or the brain is filled with things from outside. You don't get answers. What is my intelligence? What is my creativity? Why I am learning? No? And it's simple
Mhm.
thing. We need a procedure to enlighten ourselves.
I agree with you completely. And no one told me when I was a young boy, Neale, you are a spiritual entity. You are a spiritual being having a physical experience.
Yes.
And no one told me why. Finally, when I did learn that I was a spiritual being, then I had the question, why? Why, if I'm a spiritual being, why would I be in the physical world? What's the point? What's the point of all this?
Yeah,
And
that's an
nobody told me anything about that in school. So I had to learn the hard way. I had to learn by living my life. And finally, I had my conversation with God, which was not as good as having a conversation with Hardy, but at least I had a conversation with somebody who knew. But these days I don't have any more conversations with God. I have conversations with Hardy.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe I can take it as an invitation to have a conversation with you now. Yeah, first of all, very nice to see you again. It's always kind of surreal to see you actually, because I have your book in my shelf behind me, like not right behind me, a little bit more on the left. Um, and it's very inspiring, and I'm happy to see you again. Although we saw each other uh, was maybe 2 years ago, I don't know. Um, yeah, and my big problem now is that I know that the spirituality, that we are all an entity actually, and I know that this feeling of uniteness is what should lead us in this world. But when I see the reality, I see a big disparity between the ideals, how it should be, and the reality, how it is. Especially if you look in certain places like Gaza right now, or um, Ukraine, Russia, and many other places in the world, where you can see the exact opposite of what should be, or what should be in the view of pantheism, or in the view of oneness. Because if we see each other as one, then it's not rational to hurt other people, because hurting others means hurting yourself actually. In the point of view of oneness, I'm speaking, and it has been pretty much struggle for me like recently, to bring this reality and my own ideals in the same bottle, if you understand what I mean. Um, that's not a specific question to you, but I just wanted to communicate my thoughts with you, and I don't expect you to have an answer. I think nobody of us has a real answer to it. But yeah.
Well, there is no answer when there is no question. And since you had no question,
Yeah.
then there is no answer. I only have answers when people have questions, like Malk and Junker, or Malk, Junker,
Mike
Mike
Juncker.
Junker. Mike Junker.
Joker, richtig. Korrekt.
I don't want to talk to Mike Junker. I want to talk to the beautiful lady who's next to him.
Yeah.
Hi, Franzi.
Also er will, dass wir loslegen, ne?
Yeah,
Sag
it's
bitte.
really nice to meet you again. It's many things happened since the last time we talked to each other, and yeah, I will translate for Mike, and yeah, he's happy to have this conversation with you.
Also erstmal danke, Neale, dass du für das letzte Gespräch dir so viel Zeit genommen hast. Das hat mich sehr inspiriert. Ich habe mir sehr viele Gedanken bis heute noch dazu gemacht.
Yes.
Nix so schnell. Sprechen Sie nicht so schnell.
Sehr gerne.
Oh.
Also, wenn du Deutsch kannst, ist ja sogar noch besser. Also, sie wird aber trotzdem übersetzen, wenn das für dich okay ist.
Yeah, he's really thankful for the last conversation. He was really inspired, and we talked a lot about it after the call ended. And yeah, it brought many things into our life after that because of the letter you sent me with the steps, what you should do to write a book. And yeah.
How can I serve you today?
Ja. Ich dachte schon, dass ich schon sehr weit bin, dass ich dir das Buch schicken kann, aber durch dieses Schriftstück habe ich halt erst verstanden, dass ich eigentlich noch gar nicht so weit bin, wie ich gerne wäre. Deswegen danke dafür und ich habe jetzt halt die passenden Schritte in die Wege geleitet.
He followed all the steps you gave him, so we wrote the book again and made a few changes with the chapters and so on. He now has an agent and such things. Yes, I'm really happy about that too. And yeah, and we have the first 300 pages translated into English. So he would really like to send them to you so you can read it and give him your opinion about it, what you think. And that's the first question from him, if we can send it to you after this call.
The challenge that I have is that I have so many people asking me the same thing.
I understand.
Many, many people, not one or two, but 50 or 60 people.
Wow.
Constantly asking me, would you read my book and tell me what you thought about it?
Yeah.
And so you're welcome to send it to me if you want, but it could be a year or longer before I get to it because I've got a stack of books,
I understand.
25 manuscripts high that people want me to read.
Yeah.
So it's very difficult when so many people are asking me for the same favor, for the same for the same kind of response. Very difficult. But you don't need me to read your book. You can just simply put it out there and have your literary agent find a publisher and publish the book.
Ja, er sagt, dass er gerade 60 Bücher hat, die auf ihn warten und es wahrscheinlich fast ein Jahr dauern wird, bis er das für dich lesen kann.
Alles andere hätte mich auch gewundert, Neale, ne? Sag das mal.
I know, he knows it.
Alles
Everything else would wonder him if there wasn't so many people who want to read, that you read their books.
Und das wäre jetzt auch mein Plan. Ich wollte bis Oktober halt releasen. Das kannst du ihm auch übersetzen.
He want to release his book in October.
Und das wäre natürlich schon ein straffer Zeitplan. Deswegen könnte es ja vielleicht für das zweite oder dritte vielleicht eine interessante Geschichte sein.
So maybe it's a good idea for the second or third book. He wants to write 9 books, so we have time. So that you read one of the books, maybe one time. But we will send it to you.
Aber sag gerne, dass die Inspiration unglaublich war und gerade auch die Schritte, weil dazu hätte ich noch eine Frage.
But the inspiration was so helpful, and that was, I think, the reason why we had the call with you, so the book could get to the next level, and I think it's really, really great. I'm doing a lecturing right now, and yeah, so he's really happy about it. But he has one question to the process.
Einer dieser Punkte auf seiner Liste war es, dass man gewisse Zeiten haben soll, wo man sich Zeit nehmen soll.
And one of the steps you said that you should have a time at the day where you write your book, an exact time. And
Meine Frage ist, wie schaffe ich es vielleicht noch schneller in diesen Fokus zu kommen, die Inspiration und die Kreativität anzuzapfen, wo ich gerne hin möchte, also ob er da Tipps hat vielleicht.
this challenge is to get into the flow. So it needs some time to get in his creative process. And he asked if you have, I don't know, a ritual or something to get into your flow or to your connection to God, for example. What do you do before you go to write your book?
Well, I find that if I write at the same time every day,
Mhm.
after a week or two, maybe not immediately, but after a week or two, my mind becomes trained
Mhm.
to get into the flow. In other words, I find that my mind is like a good dog. You can train your mind like you can train a good dog.
Yeah.
And after a while, your mind realizes, oh, every day at, in my case, 6:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
Every morning at 6:30, I'm going to get into the flow. So I just open my manuscript, read the last 2 or 3 paragraphs that I wrote,
Mhm.
and then I'm in the flow. Tell him all those things I just said.
I do. Er sagte, dass er jeden Morgen 6:30 Uhr sich hinsetzt und es braucht manchmal so 1, 2 Wochen, bis du diesen Flow-State erreichst. Aber dann ist dein Gehirn wie ein Hund, den du trainierst.
Ja.
Und er weiß von selbst, okay, jetzt ist es soweit und jetzt geht es los. Und dann liest er sich die letzten 2, 3 Sätze durch und dann weiß sein Verstand schon, okay, jetzt geht's los, jetzt wird geschrieben und dann ist er bereits drin, ohne viel dafür tun zu müssen. Aber es ist ein Prozess, das dauert halt ein bisschen.
Okay, go with the flow.
Yes, go with the flow.
Yes, but if you do it at the same time every day, your mind becomes accustomed. Your mind becomes aware, oh, this is going to happen at the same time every day. And then it becomes easier to get into the flow.
Mhm. Es ist wichtig, wirklich eine bestimmte Zeit am Tag zu haben, jeden einzelnen Tag, damit
Ja.
du das erreichst, diesen
Okay.
Flow-State.
Okay, das probiere ich ja schon, aber frag ihn mal, ob er vielleicht sogar, ich wollte ihn ja noch zum Essen einladen, ob er bei der Frankfurter Buchmesse im Oktober will.
He asked if you are at the Frankfurter Buchmesse this year.
I'm sorry, he asks if I do what?
Book fair.
If you, what?
Book fair.
Book fair, thank you. At the Frankfurter Book Fair, where all the books be put out from new authors or people who brought out their book in this year, and they do a presentation there of them. It's in Frankfurt. It's the biggest.
And his question about the book fair, what is the question?
If you are there this
Ich will
year.
ihn zum Essen
Oh,
einladen.
no, I will not be there this year. I no longer am traveling. No, I'm 81 years old now, so I stopped traveling overseas. I stopped traveling around the world.
Hätte ja sein können, weil ich ihn ja noch zum Essen einladen kann.
Yeah, he just asked because he wanted to invite you for dinner or something the last time, and maybe it would be an opinion at this time.
Well, now, if you invited me to dinner, maybe the answer would be yes. But if he invites me to dinner, forget about it.
Okay, maybe I invite you to dinner. No, okay.
Aber thank you, das war's dann natürlich schon. Wir schicken das dann zu und dann.
He said thank you, and that's all he wanted to ask, and we will send you the book. Yeah.
Mike,
Very good.
ja, Mike, frag ihn doch mal, ob du ihn besuchen könntest.
Torge says maybe we should ask you if we could visit you in America. I would be delighted.
Yeah, actually, that could happen. Seriously, if you wanted to visit me in America, give me some advance notice, and we could set up a time when we could have dinner together and share some time
That
here
would
in America.
really beautiful. Yeah, I will
Thank you.
write it in the email I sent you.
Yeah.
That would be really nice. Thank you.
Thank you.
Before I come with my good news, Eckart, do you like to talk about the Veda Stiftung? Eckart?
Yes, I can talk about. I can answer the question of Hardy. Hardy's question was what is this all about? Then in theory, everything is one. Everyone is connected with everyone else. Life is bliss, life is happiness. But if you look in reality, it's not like that. And the same experience or the same question came to Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, who brought transcendental meditation to the world, because he read all the Upanishad, all the Vedic literature, and said, that's how the saints are describing the world. But if I look at the world, it looks completely different. There's all this suffering, all this wars going on, and all of that. And then he said, I'm going to fill the world with love. I'm giving them a little technique, which is transcendental meditation, which leads the mind within. And this is the key to our own inner happiness. And the idea is, if more and more people not only theoretically know about this happiness, but know from their own experience that inner life is bliss, that inner life is fulfillment, that inner life is enlightenment, then the world will change. The world will never change if we are just on the theoretical level and we have read some books and all of this. The world will change from experience. And this was the task of Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, bringing transcendental meditation to the world. And I'm like responsible for transcendental meditation in Germany. We have a foundation which is called Veda Foundation, Maharishi Veda Foundation, which is also on the theoretical level, bringing this knowledge, but also giving this technique to all those who want to learn it. And I think that's what we want to change. We want to change the world. We want to change every individual. And if the individuals change, then the reality outside will also be different. And I think it's more important than ever, because we're seeing so many strange things going on in the world, which at least I thought 10 years ago would not be possible. No? So it's important to change the world. And we have a foundation in Germany which is working with it.
Well, I'm very inspired to hear what you're doing, Eckart. It's very inspirational to know that there are people like you in the world who are doing all that you're doing. Dankeschön, Dankeschön.
It's getting more and more, at least we hope.
Good, wonderful.
Yeah. And Eckart and me had an interview about transcendental meditation, and I think this meditation helped me with my sickness in the past, depression and fear. And what my question is now, Neale, do you believe the conversations with God can help people with depression? And what do you think, which part of the books can help people with depression?
Gosh, I wouldn't see the challenge with your question, Torger, is that there are 9 books covering 3,000 pages. So you're asking me which part of those 3,000 pages, and it's not that it's page 193 to page 199 in book number 4. It's not that, it isn't like that. It's not a particular passage or a particular part. So my advice is that when one reads the entire collection, which doesn't take that long to read, but if you read the entire 3,000 pages, then you will find in various places throughout the dialogue, not just in one book or in one passage, but in various places throughout the dialogue, you will find insights that help you overcome whatever challenges you're facing in life, including periodical depression or whatever else it might be. So I can't point to a particular chapter in a particular book, but I would say, that the collection of material in the 9 books provide you with some direction that you can take in your life that can move you away from any negative experiences that you don't wish to have.
Yeah, Neale, thank you for the answer. I can talk about that. The complete books help me with things like depression and fear. And today is a very special day for me because at this day I'm 1 year in health. Franzi, wie heißt Gesundheit in Englisch?
Health.
It's health.
Health. Dann war das, okay. Health, and I wrote songs about this, and I see in the world so many people have problems with depression and many more, and I think we need more spirituality
Yes.
for this.
Yes, I agree with you completely, and that's why I'm so inspired by the work that Dr. Stein is doing. And I agree with you completely. We need more of a spiritual insight, spiritual approach to life. And I agree with you. You're absolutely correct in my view.
I saw this in the asylum that I was. Asylum ist jetzt Psychiatrie, Franzi, ne? Asylum.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I saw the many people that could not beat or win because the depression is too strong. And
Yes.
I think we need for these people a spiritual way. Yeah.
Yes, I agree with you completely. I agree. Spirituality is the doorway to fulfillment and joy in life. I agree with you completely.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm so happy that the Conversations with God books have had such an impact around the world. As you may know, Torah, they're translated into 37 languages. So Russian, Chinese, German, Spanish, French, Norwegian, they're translated into many, many languages. So I hope that people will tell other people about these insights and to share them with as many people as possible.
Yeah. Thank you, Neale. And we have a project that called Weltseele VR. The English word for that is World-Soul VR. Do you know VR chat? VR
No,
chat is
I'm not aware.
is a platform, a community that is like a game, but you can talk to other people in this game with an avatar. And we built the pantheistic God, a world soul. This is a big room with a temple, and on this under this temple is a very spiritual sea, and we make there many events, piano concerts, DJ nights, and talks about religion and theology. And this world, there was 3,000 visitors. And this is a very special project. And what our association doing is that we make these special projects that we find all people, not now, not only in the normal world, also in the virtual world. And I see in the last month, this is a good thing. This is another way, and we can do with all this make pantheism very great. And yeah, in the last month, in the last years, it is so much happen, and this is a very hard project for me, and it's very, very wonderful. Do you think, Neale, that with such projects like Weltseele VR, we can connect it with each other? Yeah, that is my question. Is
Yes,
this
of
a
course.
good way?
Yes, natürlich. Yeah.
Yeah, I think also. What do you think? We talk about VR, virtual reality, but what do you think about AI? This is a new technology.
I think we have to be very careful about AI. It can be, like any powerful technology, it can be used for good, but we have to be very careful with regard to how it's being used. So, but I do think that AI has capabilities of being used for good and helping people to spread information more quickly.
Yeah.
So I think we just simply need to use caution.
Yeah.
But
Neale,
thank you
yeah?
for telling me. Thank you for telling me everything that you're doing. Thank you.
Thank you for what you done with your what you done with your books. And I think without conversations with God, there are no league of pantheists or like this. And it's conversation with God has changed my life. And after the years, it showed what great soul is there behind these books. And we had another friend of mine can't come to this conversation. He is sick, but he has a question. The question is, do you use the word God in all ways, or do you use in some situation other words like world soul or Brahman or Tao? What do you think about that?
Well, I use the word God, or divine being, highest power, whenever I'm talking about that subject. Or I don't use the words world, soul, but I do understand what you mean by that. And so I think that people need to use whatever vocabulary creates the most rapid opportunity for understanding. But I use the word God whenever I talk about it because everybody all over the world understands what I mean when I use the word God. I don't have to explain. If I use the words world soul, people say, what do you mean? What do you mean, world soul? But when I use the word God, everyone understands what I'm talking about. So I use the word God, especially when I'm talking to my wife.
Yeah,
Because she is the God of all things.
yeah. This is great. This is very great. Yeah. I agree with you. I like to use this word God. like you. I like to use the word world soul, but I think with God, everyone knows what I mean with that.
Yes.
And that's a good word for us. And in the word pantheism is the word God. And yeah. Neale, what can I say to people like my mother? My mother is very, very sick, deadly sick, and she had many near-death experience. And I know that it could be that in the next years my mother is gone. What can I say to my mother that brings hope in her heart about the living, the being after death?
I wrote a book on this subject called Home with God in a Life That Never Ends. I believe the book has been translated into German, but if it has not, you could translate that book to her. What I would say to your mother is that life never ends. Death is merely a change of address. It's like changing your clothes. You simply move from the physical world into the spiritual world, where you remain until you decide to return to the physical world through a process called reincarnation. So what I would say to your mother is, life never ends. When you leave this body, you will return to the arms of God. You will return to the spiritual realm where there is joy, peace, wisdom, clarity, and deep awareness of our true identity. And then you will have an opportunity to return to the physical realm if you choose to do so. But I would get a copy of the book Home with God that talks about going home to God. And if there's no German translation, translate the book for her, chapter by chapter. Just tell her what it says and let her experience the wisdom that has been given to all of humanity in that particular document. But there's no such thing as death. Death does not exist. Life simply changes.
And
Yeah.
if I may add a little something, and a mother is happy if her son is happy. I think that's also important, even if there's
Wow, that's great.
and
Did
all
you
that.
hear that, Torga? Did you hear that?
I heard it. Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what Eckart said, everybody, really, you should be interviewing Eckart because he's the person with wisdom. I don't know anything, but every word that comes out of his mouth makes total sense.
Yeah. Eckart is
I
great. I
think
know.
that there
He's
will be
really
still
good.
this connection with you and your mother. And even if mother is in heavenly realms and all of this, and she feels her son is not happy, it will make her unhappy. No? And therefore, it's really important that you are happy. No? I think that's very important.
Yeah. I accepted her sickness, and I know that my mother is happy now because she had us, and she have us, my brother and me, and we give her our completely love. That is the best thing we can do in her last years. And yeah, love is what we all need, and love is the best what we can give other people. And yeah, I think that is the good way. That is the best way how we can work with this situation with her sickness.
Yes, I agree with you, and I agree wholeheartedly. I agree completely with Dr. Stein.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Neale,
having me on your program today.
yeah, thank you. Thank you that you are here. I think it's the sixth time. Wow. Sixth time. That is great. And another topic, many believers of the Abrahamic religion says pantheism is not logical because the God must, if the universe is God, that would means God has a beginning. And what do you say to some people that say something like this, like this?
I would say to them, the universe is not all that God is. I wouldn't. If you know, pantheism may be suggesting that the universe is God, but it's not the totality of God. God is greater than the universe. There's more to God than the universe. And that's why it's not accurate when a person says the universe is God, if they mean that's all that God is. God is more than the universe. God created the universe, for heaven's sake.
Mm. Yeah. And this is Panentheism, Panentheismus heißt, is the German word, and in our association we built this together, pantheism and panentheism, because I think God is the universe, but the universe is a part of God. Universe is yeah. This is what I believe, and many
That's my
people.
understanding.
Yeah,
That's my understanding as well.
yeah, great. And Neale, another question. Some of these believers talk about time. I don't understand this in all ways. What is time?
Time does not exist. In ultimate reality, time does not exist. Time is simply a human invention that allows us to take the only moment there is, which is called now. There's only one moment called now, but time allows us an invention. It's a tool that we use to slice up now into segments that we call yesterday, today, and tomorrow. But I was told in conversations with God that everything is happening all the time. It's like a DVD. If you watch a movie on a DVD, the whole movie is there. You're watching it one frame at a time, but the entire movie is there. Well, I was told in conversations with God that time is a human invention that allows us to deal with the eternal moment of now in a way that makes sense to the limited comprehensions of the human mind. But if you really want an intelligent answer to the question, ask Dr. Stein, because he's the person with the brains. I don't know he's the person who really understands everything.
I completely agree with what you just said, the definition of time. But I can also add to the question of the universe. The universe is made out of two words, is unity, and versity, diversity. The universe is the sum total of all unity and all diversity. And since it includes unity, there is no beginning and no end. And the universe is what Neale just said, is like this DVD. And we have our own perspectives on this DVD. with our own time. The time of an ant or the time of an elephant is different than the human time. This is a human perspective on this universe, no? And that's how we see the world, and that's how we are going through the world. And since we are all sort of rooted in both worlds, in unity and diversity, there must be this concept of time. Only that when we transcend diversity, then we have the experience of unity, and in unity there is no time, that's only eternity. But it's human perspective, and it depends on your human experience, how you deal with time.
I want to ask, Eckart, do you have any books in English? Have you written any books in English?
I was a co-author on a book on physics. It's completely materialistic. Quantum chromodynamics, and I published papers in physics. But I'm right now writing a book, but it takes time because I have not your like every day 1 hour or something. I just don't manage at the time.
And Eckart, do you have some videos in English, maybe for Neale?
We have in England, we have our famous physicist, Dr. John Hagelin, who's a physicist, and he has many lectures on time and physics and all of this.
Maybe we can.
I would encourage you, Eckart, to write. You know, my experience, Eckart, is even in 15 minutes a day, if I set aside 15 minutes every day, you know, from 7 a.m. till 7:15, before the rest of my day begins, I just get up at 7 o'clock and I write for 15 minutes. You can finish a book in 4 or 5 months that way.
Yeah, it's like every day 1 page, you are finished in 1 year.
Yeah.
Big book.
Yeah. So I encourage you to do that because you have much wisdom, and I notice that you have the ability to articulate your wisdom in a way that the average person can understand. So that's wonderful to meet a person who has that ability. Nice.
Yeah.
Well, Torga, I've enjoyed being here with you today. Is there anything more you want to ask?
Yes, a last question, and I must say, Eckart, I think we should produce English content. We produce English content for Pantheism TV or YouTube channel, and we send this to Neale in the future. Yeah, and Neale, I have a very last important question. Why are there so many religions in the world?
Because we have not found a single statement about God and about life that everyone can agree about, that everyone can agree on. So we have not yet found a mutual place of agreement. Once we find that mutual agreement, we won't have to have 4,223 religions on the earth. Presently, there are over 4,200 religions being practiced on the earth. But that's because we simply haven't found a way to come to a single understanding. I've created a book called The God Solution, which is my attempt to bring a solution to the problem. And in The God Solution, I offer a definition of God that I hope that everybody in the world could agree with. The definition of God in the book, The God Solution, is 2 words: pure love. I believe that God is pure love. That's the kind of love that requires, hopes for, asks for, and needs nothing in return. people can't even love each other that way. We can't even love the person on the pillow next to us in that way. But once we can learn to love each other without needing, expecting, requiring, or demanding anything in return, then we can learn how God loves us. The problem we have right now, Torga, is that most human beings and most religions believe that God is transactional, that God has a transactional relationship with humanity. In other words, God says, I love you if you do things my way, if you belong to the right religion, or if you do not disobey any of my commandments, then you can return to heaven. But if you disobey my commandments or don't belong to the right religion, you're out. You can't come home. So we think that God experiences love as a transaction between people. Give me what I want, and I'll give you what you want. What I am suggesting is something very radical, very revolutionary. I am suggesting that God is not experiencing or expressing love as a trade deal, like a trade deal between nations. God says, not I love you if, but I love you always, unconditionally. I love you because I don't love you if, I love you because I see who you really are. An individuation of divinity. You are my child. You are my creation. And I love you as a parent would love her own child. I could be wrong about all of that. But if I am, I'm sure that Dr. Stein will tell me.
You're completely right. No, I also have my theory on different religions. I'm right now, I'm in Austria. No? I'm not in Germany. The world is completely different. They have these high mountains and it looks different. And through this tradition and through the culture of the region, some sort the face to God is sort of colored. No? It looks a little bit different. Like the Muslims are in the desert and they have to pray 5 times a day, while in Christian religion it's enough to go on Sunday to the church. So there are different traditions, but the essence of all religions is the same. And that what you just said is the grace of God. Grace of God means He's graceful, He's giving, 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 giving. You just have to take. No? But people forget because they don't see it. No? Their glasses are not clear, so they can't see God. And then there's all this different religions fighting each other because they don't see their common heritage. But if you sort of have your relation to God, if you experience God, then you can see in every book, in Christian religion, in Muslim religion, in Hindu tradition, in whatever, you can find that there the truth is, but it's formulated in such a way that the people living in this area can understand. And therefore we have so many different religions. But due to our limited brain functioning, or however we call it, or limited experience, we forget about it. And then we are sort of on the surface level of religion. And surface level of religion is what you just said. It's not the grace of God. It says grace of God is only there if you go to church every Sunday, or grace of God is only there if you go pray 5 times a day. While grace of God is in reality, God is inside you. It's there. You just have to go there. And you don't have to go there because it's anyway there. No? And that's the truth of all religions. And that's, maybe you can also say that's the essence of pantheism, because pantheism says God is everywhere. It's in the universe, it's in diversity, it's in unity, it's in yourself. No? And there are different religions. Otherwise, if only one religion, it's a little bit boring. But the essence of all religion should be the same, or is the same, but people forget about it.
Morgan, thank you for having me on the program today. I've enjoyed being here with you.
Yeah. Thank you, Neale, for your being, and thank you for the conversation here, the 6th time, I think, or the no matter. Neale, thank you, and I think we see us in the next year or in some month. We look. Okay, thank you, Neale.
Thank you.
Goodbye for now.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.